The crazy part about this whole thing, I was just considering and buying Splatoon 3, and then this gets released. I'm not sure if it's gonna be good or not, but let's see, let's just see. I'm not even sure if I should even get the Nintendo Switch 2 at this point. But man, this was totally random. Guess I completely forgot about this game until just recently, because I'm getting back into playing Nintendo Switch games. But let's see. Splatoon Raiders. Okay. Wow, it seems different. I remember playing Splatoon 2 like a very long time when it got released, but I don't know. Is this gonna be good or not? Is that the only gameplay we get to see? I'm also wondering, are they gonna add a zombie mode? Because the reason I played Splatoon 2 was the little zombie mode they had. That was pretty cool. But then, if I remember correctly, you only get to play it in certain days, which was weird. I think. I don't know. I don't remember that much. If not, it was the maps where you can only play certain maps certain days.
What's crackin', Squid Squad? Incoming report from the Squid Research Lab. Without further ado, we're excited to share our latest findings. What you just witnessed are signs of the first ever Splatoon spin-off game coming ashore. Splatoon Raiders. Playing as a mechanic, you'll go on an adventure in the mysterious Spiralite Islands alongside Deep Cut. Splatoon Raiders is launching exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system, but research is still underway. We'll report more on our findings when the results are in.
I'm assuming that's an update. Oh, it is. It's version 10. How often do you guys get updates? It's weird how they have the sniper rifle. I'm like, wow. Is this running on the Switch 2? Or pretty sure it's running on the Switch 1.
An update to the Splatoon 3 game is also coming down the spillway. The Splatlands collection, which features new weapons from the Barazushi and Embers brands, is on its way. They're based on previous weapons, but have fresh new looks and, of course, different sub-weapons and specials. We've identified 30 in total and hope you'll try them out for yourselves. In addition, weapons freshness caps will be raised. And you can earn new in-game badges. Plus, Series Weapon Power, a new stat to dive into, is being added to Anarchy Battle Series. This will track your effectiveness per weapon based on your win-loss ratio in battles. It will also be used in matchmaking to pit you against other players with similar stats. Follow the Squid Research Lab for our latest findings. Plus... Don't call it a comeback. Okay, you can. Urchin Underpass from the original Splatoon game returns to the rotation for some fresh splatting on classic turf. Lastly, but not leastly, for Nintendo Switch 2 players. You'll notice more detailed visuals, and the game will appear smoother in certain locations, such as the square in Splatsville and the Grand Festival grounds. But no need to fear, Nintendo Switch players and Nintendo...
I understand why they would use the concert as one example, because the frames, because if you pay attention to Pokemon, which one was it? It was Pokemon Violet and Scarlet. If you pay attention to the Pokemon or even the background as you're walking, it looks laggy. It looks like the frames are just dropping so much. So, of course, they'll use the concert to show the difference of FPS. But, man, if you're playing it not in, I don't know. It's both handheld and I'm assuming as well, and dock will have better frames than the regular Nintendo Switch, even if you do have the OLED. It's like they're using all this, showing people all this so they can buy the Nintendo Switch 2. I don't know, a lot of people are being convinced to buy the Switch 2 and selling their old Nintendo Switch.
Nintendo Switch 2 players will still be able to splat together. This free update for Splatoon 3 is scheduled to release June 12th. Stay tuned for further updates.
The cool thing I would say, this is still compatible. Your players who have the Switch 2 to Switch 1, I think that is still cool. It's like when you have an Xbox and then you have an Xbox Series X and Xbox One, or PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Kind of like Fortnite, you know? Or like any other game that's able at least to run the game, like maybe Halo or Call of Duty or GTA. I think that's cool. But man, look at the big difference. They always seem to use not the OLED, despite the OLED being their newest model of the regular Nintendo Switch. I guess because they know that most people have the normal one, to see like, wow, look at this big difference. I'm assuming if they use the OLED, they wouldn't be able to show it as good a screen comparison. But man, the Switch 2 is having a good lineup with the new spin-off game. I'm assuming a lot of people who love Splatoon are going to buy it, or this is going to be the reason for them to end up buying a Switch 2. And I heard news that the Switch 2 already is out of stock. I try to buy one. The only ones I've seen are people reselling it, but it's usually $100 more. So I'm like, oh man, I don't think it's worth it. And I heard as well that GameStop stapled the box and ruined the screens. So if you do plan on buying a Switch 2 from a third party or from someone, a reseller, if you're meeting them in person, make sure to look at the screen and open the box in front of them, or make sure they open the box in front of you, because you could have end up having a stapled Switch 2 screen and now it's ruined. You can't even get a refund from what I heard. Didn't dig too much into it, but that's what I heard. But more FPS, bigger screen, but it's really expensive. I don't know. It seems cool, but I see the reasons why a lot of people wouldn't spend $500 plus on the new Nintendo Switch 2. But for those who've been waiting and saving their money, it seems something they actually want to enjoy. And for some reason, despite me not using my Switch after so many years and barely using it now, I kind of do want to get the Switch 2. More FPS, especially as the FPS person who wants at least 60 frames per second. At least I want 60 frames, at least, constantly. I mean, that's the reason I get a GPU or get an upgrade in certain parts of my PC. It's just, for me, it seems like the way to go. But I don't know. There are just too many resellers and they're hiking up the prices. Makes me not want to, but I want to play old games that I used to play when I used to like to Switch in the very beginning, which were, I think it was Splatoon, Fire Emblem, Pokemon, Mario Kart, Legend of Zelda. I'm just getting back into it. I might actually end up buying Splatoon 3. Maybe not from the official store, but buy it from someone who's selling it maybe half the price. I'll see who's selling it and yeah, get back into playing the old games I used to play. But this seems cool. It does seem cool. You tell me, is this is gonna be the reason you end up getting a Switch 2? If you are, be very careful. But yeah, hopefully get more Nintendo Switch content creators because oh man, it's like they're all gone. And I don't know, this seems cool. Might check it out. And of course, as always, Jesus Christ loves you, and I hope you have a blessed day. Stay blessed.